Yeah. Soulful, inspiration, soulful, inspiration, a little, education, soulful, inspiration, soulful, inspiration, a little, education, you love. Uninspired and tired is a bad combination, and I'm sad to say that's a dark situation, but I'm thinking of you, so I'm glad to say I wrote a letter on behalf of how I feel today. 7 a.m. in the morning, ain't been to sleep. It's been a night type long and a rough type week. I'm meditating my life on the whole, pondering the where, when, how, ifs I can gain control. It's like a spin of the wheel or a roller to die. They say that you can be a winner at the game of life, but I know the house don't play to lose, so you better know the math, how to make the move. See, I'm a student of the study, how to proper pursue a blunt portion of the profits produced, paying my dues. So I follow the lolly and avoid the fools. But this is trial by fire, so you must stay cool. One rule, envy is a powerful tool. Spy spine all times, everything you do. That way, when the idiots get act cool, you can crack those crabs and continue to move. You know, 7 a.m. in the morning, I'm open up. All night, ain't been to sleep. I grab my pencil and pad, I'm open. I hope you feel it. Remember back to the slenderest times when we bitched for the pretty penny nickel a dime. Before the world seemed crooked and the gutter was fine. When there was good hood living and a peace of mind. Now that's over. Life will make a grown man sober, head aching, hanging over, feeling funny inside. We never knew the world worked on a bogus design to keep a brother buried deep, broken down and blind. Better still, man, it's ill when you look to find there's a chance to advance, most heads deny. Like a dream and a slice of the proverbial pie. We will remain to reside in the ghetto of pride. Ignorance is pure bliss and these days provide plenty of it to keep a poor man pacified. I try to put him on the business of knowledge applied, but that's a pickle of a deal that's sour inside. But 7 a.m. in the morning, I'm open up. Long night, ain't been to sleep. I grab my pencil and pad, I'm open. I hope you feeling me, man. So many guys that I grew with died, resorted to doing crime and turned doing the time. I can hardly better speak to childhood friends and find every exchange features a fella falling the wayside. That's ill, but then it keeps a brother on field, mentally locked and loaded, ready to deal with any form of friction you can fathom the feel. In a world that wheels drama and bias at will, it bust from dawn to dusk and ain't no kill. Cause a lot of souls shook and afraid for real. So instead turn their head, tuck tail and chill, in the hopes not to cope, but that's whack. See, you and I are like a different breed, and we bring to the balance such a desperate need. The eagerness to elevate and evolve the scene. A better space, a better time indeed. Sincerely.
It was the voice of a courageous explorer, a man dedicated to the pursuit of man's knowledge and the expansion of his horizons.
Good morning. Here is Nathan Ivey.
Nathan Ivey Online. Good morning, greetings, salutations, wherever you may be in the entire world. Welcome back to the Nathan Ivey Show. Your morning destination for interesting conversation. And as always, the last honest place in America. This show is powered by the good folks at Superlative Media. And good morning, Chop Shop. Welcome back. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Cincinnati. All right. Good morning, Philadelphia. Good morning, Michigan. Good morning, Texas. Good morning, California. Good morning. Welcome back. What's up, Dayton? I see you. Welcome. Welcome back to the show. Good morning. Welcome back. And I, of course, definitely want to be heard. I want to be heard, definitely. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Folks are telling me that perhaps we're a little bit low in the background. Hey, there you go, Nate. Yeah, there I am. Glad to have you. And welcome back to the Nathan Ivey Show. Many things to discuss. Now, yesterday we spent some time talking about all the smart, intelligent, good people on Congress who represent us. And the fact that they have been feuding. Democrats, Republicans, they're feuding now. And last night, Congress went old school. And what do I mean by that? They staged a sit-in. I'm trying to bring attention, trying to get support from more Republicans primarily on an idea that, again, we spent some time talking about over the last couple of days. And that is, and this goes back to the Orlando terrorist. And that is, if you are on a terrorist watch list, okay, and you go try to purchase a gun legally, should law enforcement, should the FBI be notified? That to me is a very, very simple. I mean, we're not talking about background checks. We're not talking about closing any of these loopholes, whether it be the internet loophole or the gun show loophole. We're not talking about any of that. We're not talking about scaling back the amount of ammunition. We're not talking about high-capacity firearms. We're not in any way. Again, once again, another tragic shooting. In no way has anyone brought up the gun manufacturers. I'm telling you, are there bigger pimps in America right now than the gun manufacturers? I don't think so. I don't think so. We always talk about the NRA, but not too far behind them, of course, are the folks who manufacture these weapons. Not one time. I don't hear any of the candidates. I don't hear anyone bringing up the gun manufacturers. Now, for some folks, this is a very complicated and complex idea. The idea that the people who manufacture weapons on some levels should be held responsible for what people are doing with those weapons. I mean, it contradicts common sense, right? I mean, how are you going to blame folks who create the guns because people are taking these guns and doing illegal things? All I'm saying is they must be brought to the table at least. At the very least. We're not even talking about that. We're simply saying that if you have shown up on a terrorist watch list and you go try to buy a weapon legally, that local law enforcement, the FBI, they get a little email. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Now, the Speaker of the House, a man by the name of Paul Ryan, he said, listen, not going to support anything that takes away Americans' fundamental rights, their constitutional rights. How do you feel about this? They spent many hours. As I was perusing the cable news channels last night, I mean, that's all that they were focusing on. And at some point, I didn't see her, but it was reported that Nancy Pelosi was outside, right, of the Capitol building, and she was singing "We Shall Overcome." We shall overcome. They're going way back with it now, right? They're going way back. We shall overcome. But that's what I've read. Now, are the Republicans going to bow down to this tactic? I don't think so. Is this going to rev up the public spirit and move them to action? Or people are going to place phone calls to their representative saying they should get on board with this idea? I don't know. Should we? You tell me, Chop Shop. In terms of internet activism, I mean, what else can you do? Do you support that idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? Do you think it is taking away your rights on some levels? Because if your name pops up on a terrorist watch list, and I understand they have two watch lists. They have the terror watch list, and then they have the no-fly list. And these are people who are not allowed to fly because we don't know what you might do. We don't know what you might do. So the idea is that if they can't fly, okay, American airspace on American Airlines, why should they be able to purchase a gun? I mean, the idea is that they're too dangerous to be allowed on a plane, okay? We don't need any issues at 20,000 feet, and I agree with that. We don't want any issues at 20,000 feet. Hell, we don't want any issues at 30 feet. So if we're not going to trust them to get onto a plane, then why would we trust these individuals to walk into a gun store and purchase a weapon? But again, I digress. I want to get your thoughts. What do you think, Chop Shop? Good morning to you and welcome back. Thank you for the heads up on the volume. I appreciate it. Hey, Jerica made it in first. How you doing, Jerica? Good morning. Good morning, Tonika. She writes, good morning, Team NI. Good morning. Good morning, Pat. Good to see you. What up, Mr. Hollywood? He writes, hello, everyone. Good to see you. Tracy writes, hi, Chop Shop. Really, she wrote, hi, Chew Shop. Hi, Chew Shop. I know what she meant, though. I do it, too. Edward writes, good morning. Mr. Don't Touch Me, Kevin Gates gets the Just Shut Up award for today. Absolutely. Kiki writes, I'm present, Mr. Ivy. Good morning. Good morning, Kelly. Listen, I want to give you an update on what's happening locally, give you updates about things that are percolating, things that you might find interesting or you might find, whimsical. Who knows how you may take it. But there are numerous things happening locally that we must discuss. Of course, we broadcast live from the city of Cincinnati Monday through Friday here on the Nathan Ivey Show on the Spreaker Network. And tell one person about the show. Tell me what you think. But again, I also want to get your thoughts primarily throughout the morning on if you think the Democrats are going to be effective. Do you believe in what they are fighting for, if you want to look at it that way? Okay, there were some severe storms last night. I woke up at like 3 or 4 in the morning and I hear what appears to be hail hitting windows, hitting hard structures outside the home. Hope everybody's okay. Okay, glad to have you. Currently 7:16 a.m. in the Queen City. This is the Nathan Ivey Show. So I want to get your thoughts on that. I want to get your thoughts on everything. Hopefully you were able to survive the night last night. It seems like, and every time you have any kind of severe storm, somebody loses their electricity. Damn, electricity's fragile. Okay. What else should we discuss this morning? Oh, yeah, details about city council and the budget. They have come up with a new budget. You may or may not find this information to be pertinent to you if you live in the city of Cincinnati and you keep your eyes on these kind of things. But it does give you some idea about the priorities of city council. And, hey, perhaps some of the allocations might touch you in your neighborhood. So I'll give you a rundown on that. There's at least one member of city council that's flirting with the idea of not running for re-election. That's right. There's 9 members of city council here in the city of Cincinnati, and it's been reported through local news. I'll preface it that way because you never know with these suckers, that at least one member is toying with the idea of not running for re-election. And as a matter of fact, I believe that person gave a time frame of like early July in which to make a decision, and I guess let the public know. Interesting. What will that mean for city council elections coming up next year? Okay, numerous things. Trump versus Hillary Clinton. Trump yesterday, and I caught a little bit of the speech, caught up rest of it on what was being reported about it. But Trump yesterday is in full attack mode with Hillary Clinton. And something tells me that this is what you can expect from now to November, with two of the most unliked, or should I say disliked, presidential candidates in the last No one's the big guys, the guys with the numbers say it's never happened before. Okay, where you've had 2 candidates and they've had unfavorable marks as high as these 2 candidates do. I don't know if that's true, and I'm just telling you that's what's being reported, right? People have said that. If it's true, that means they're going to have to get into the mud and sling some mud and get dirty in order to get into the White House, okay? Everybody wants a black man's job. Everybody. Yesterday, did you watch any of it, CNN? They actually had a town hall discussion with the Libertarian Party candidates, which I thought was very interesting. I got a few details. People are thinking like, well, man, I got to go Democrat or Republican. No, you don't. No, you don't. I would prefer that you vote, right? I would prefer that people vote and exercise that after making doing their own research on whatever level that satisfies them. okay, and making an intelligent decision. But if somebody say, you know what, this year I'm going libertarian,